Alrighty. There he is. Where are you now? You're in. Are you in Green Bay already? You're in your hotel. Are you in a dark room that you borrowed from Aaron Rodgers? What's the deal?
I am in a little bit of a dark room in my hotel room. Just the way the desk is set up, not the best lighting. I tried to rig a lamp to sort of aim my way a little bit, but I am in a hotel room in Chicago. I'm spending Wednesday night in Chicago, and I'll drive. I got all day tomorrow, so I'll drive to Green Bay in the early afternoon tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, how long is that drive, dude, from Chicago to Green Bay? Just out of curiosity.
Well, my rental car is at O'Hare, so since that's already northwest Chicago, then I'm already sort of making some headway there. So from there, I think it actually, I got projections of less than 3 hours. So
that's nothing.
Yeah, bro. Not bad at all. Right.
Please, that's nothing. 3-hour drive. So it's jamón, as we say in Spanish. What'd you think of the Daniel Jones move in Minnesota?
Yeah, as far as it relates to the Dolphins, I mean,
no, I don't give a shit about the Dolphins. The Dolphins never were in the mix. It's silly talk. I don't care about that shit. I don't need. I'm not worried about clicks and views, bro. I'm not worried about that bait stuff. I'm telling you, as a football guy, when you look at what they did, because for me, the way I see it, and I don't know if you see it this way, Sam Darnold's going to go get money. They can't pay him. They've got a youngster in J.J. McCarthy, but you've got a team that's 9-2. So you just can't hand that off to a McCarthy that you don't even know what the hell he is anyways. And he's coming off a knee injury, which, by the way, I don't know how much meniscus he lost in that knee injury. So you really don't know. And he's not even tested. So this guy has proven that he's a real quarterback guru. And maybe he thinks he can make Daniel Jones a good player. He's got a line. He's got a running game. He's got a number one wide receiver. He's got tight ends. He's got everything he needs in Minnesota, plus a great coach. I think the Vikings are going to move off from Darnold, and Darnold will go try to find a big contract somewhere because they can't give it to him. And they got Daniel on the cheap. Daniel gets to resurrect his career next year while McCarthy learns. And I think if Daniel Jones is ever really going to become a good quarterback, this is it. By the way, this is coming from a guy that doesn't believe in Sam Darnold, doesn't believe in Daniel Jones, and doesn't believe in J.J. McCarthy, by the way. Okay? I'm just looking at the football side of it, the money of it all, where you got to pay this guy now. You can't really afford to commit to him long term because you have the rookie. Okay, the rookie's not ready yet. This team is ready. Let me use Daniel Jones next year to kind of continue, and then I can keep grooming the kid and bring him along. Do you view it the same way?
I would say in the immediate future, Daniel Jones can become a maybe reliable backup in the event where you do lose Sam Darnold as you're contending this season, and you wouldn't want to you would want to have to go the route of a J.J. McCarthy late in the year for a contending team.
Amen.
And then you give Daniel Jones a shot on a pretty big stage to go out there and prove himself. So maybe in the immediate future you have that. And then if it does play out that way where Sam Darnold is going to get himself a big contract and the Vikings don't want to pay him all that, and Kevin O'Connell over there believes he could just bring on the next guy, and obviously you spent a high draft pick on McCarthy, and and now you get a Daniel Jones on the cheap. Maybe it's a competition next year where you have a second-year McCarthy and Daniel Jones trying to bring himself back up. So maybe that is your 1-2 next year. If in the event Darnold gets paid elsewhere, then I mean,
there's no way, dude. There's no way they're paying Darnold now. There's no way they're paying Darnold. No, you have to commit. Darnold's 28 years old, dude. He's not old. He's 28 years old. That's nothing in quarterback. You're going to have to pay him a big contract long term. They can't make that commitment after drafting McCarthy. They actually found themselves another perfect bridge to get to McCarthy. It's actually really genius on their part. If it works out, of course. If McConnell is that good, bro, he got the most out of what's the name of the kid that has the hair issue. I'm sorry, I forgot the name of that condition. Dobbs or something. Joshua Dobbs. That's an erratic backup. That's maybe a third stringer and a lot of he got the most out of that guy even starting. This guy has proven to us over and over again, whoever quarterbacks for him, he'll find a way to get the most out of him.
Yeah. Good. He's got a tremendous track record there. And then, boy, I also just think of the Jets.
You mean for Sam Darnold?
Drafted Sam Darnold so high. Wasn't he the number 3 pick?
Yeah,
with Sam Darnold.
Don't go back there, bro. Don't go back. That's not the place to go.
No, there's no Jets fans watching your show, right? I don't know.
I got something for you. Nobody's talking about this, but no, seriously, I got something for you. If Brock Purdy continues to have health issues and he is inconsistent, they will tell him, and his agent comes, oh, we want top of the line money, and they want to turn it down. They might turn him down, and then they go back and bring Sam Darnold back. So, and they save themselves money because they won't have to pay Sam Darnold top of the line. Sam Darnold will ask for $30 million, not $50 million. So you pay Sam Darnold $30 million, and you think, okay, I can coach this guy up with all these weapons like I did with Purdy or anybody else. I'm just saying, because Purdy is going to ask you for top of the line money. I'm only saying if Purdy continues any injuries and struggles for the rest of the way this season, that it kind of clouds the offseason, then I can say, if Purdy takes off and goes back to, kicking ass and all that, then yeah, then they're going to pay him. They have to pay him. They have no choice. But that's another one that could be like a little bit of a wild card that he can go back there, in the offseason. Outside of that, I wouldn't go to Dallas if I'm him. I wouldn't go to the Jets if I'm him. I would do the same thing. I would try to find some quarterback-friendly type of situation that's got a decent, team that they can take advantage of.
Yeah, and the 49ers would feel justified taking it that way. I mean, if I'm them, I'm thinking, no, I more so made Brock Purdy than Brock Purdy made us. I mean, you took Mr. Irrelevant and turned him into what we know Brock Purdy to be. Now, I don't want to discredit him either, but, I mean, it's a fantastic situation to go into, and credit to him for taking advantage every opportunity, every which way. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at more so Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers, that system that also did so much with Jimmy Garoppolo, got to a Super Bowl with him, got to another NFC championship with him. Then, yeah, I mean, Brock Purdy did the same thing, develop him, and you could do the same with another quarterback in that system.
Right. And so since Brock has had a little bit of inconsistencies lately and then injuries, I'm just saying if it continues all the way through the end of the season and they fade out in the playoffs or whatever, I can see them having issues in the negotiations, and they say, hey, you know what? Let's switch gears. Let's bring Darnold back. And we can I've coached him before. He can run our system, that. But if I'm Darnold, if I want to try to continue what I've done here with Kevin Connell, I'm not picking the Jets and the Cowboys. I don't want that situation. Oh my God. I don't know which other one would I pick. What's another situation that might need a quarterback that has a decent team, that if Sam Darnold could go there, it might be an option for him? Go ahead, folks out there watching the show. Tell us. Anyway, let's get to a little Dolphins action. How they going into this game tomorrow, health-wise?
Yeah, honestly, pretty healthy. And, well, obviously, you're not going to have Kendall Fuller for a third straight game. Anthony Walker, after he just left the game on Sunday with the hamstring injury, he's not going to be back on the short turnaround. But the Dolphins did avoid the worst with his hamstring injury. So it seems like he could be someone to watch going forward, maybe the Jets week or even further down the road. But they'll be out. Tyus Bowser popped up as with those two injuries. Was it knee and calf? I'd have to look it up again to be sure. So he had those injuries previously on the injury report, and they weren't, yes, knee and calf, and they were still allowing him to practice full, and he played in Sunday's game, but he has been a DNP all this week, and then now out for this game already. So that became a more grave situation. Teron Armstead, again, a game time decision, so he will be questionable on the short week. I wrote this week how great it was that the Dolphins were able to give him that fourth quarter rest in Sunday's win against the Patriots. You go up 3 scores, they were, 31. nothing actually at the peak of that game, and you're able to sit him the whole fourth quarter. That's kind of like a veteran basketball player on the first night of a back-to-back. I remember big 3 years, like LeBron would get the fourth quarter off so he could play the next night on the second night of a back-to-back. So that's kind of what that felt like when Toronto was able to get that fourth quarter, just sit down. He doesn't have to go back in, let the rookie Patrick Paul get some reps. And then now Armstead, maybe he can make this quick turnaround for Thursday. Also of note with him, he practiced for the first time today. On the injury report, he was a limited participant, and that's his first practice participation in 18 days. He had not even taken part in a practice since the Saturday before the Monday night game against the Rams.
Yeah, he probably want to get a little bit of exercise in before the next time he steps on a field. It's really cold, so maybe get those muscles going a little bit before tomorrow, which is again really cool that injury wise they're pretty good going into this game. What's it called? When you look at the way this team needs to win this game, how would you say what does Miami need to do in order to win this game? What has to be the deciding factor?
Yeah, well, you're playing in the cold, you're playing in these elements. I know from all our conversations, this is going to be music to your ears. You got to run the football. You got to stick with the run. So let Jalen Wright give you a physical presence in the run game too. Work him in with Devon Achane. Let them be some thunder and lightning. And shoot, I mean, I'm also down for some more Rheaume Mostert too. And it's been a few weeks since we really seen him, and I know everyone's down on him because of the fumbles and he hasn't produced as much. But if you could go with a three-headed monster and really pound the rock and counter what they're probably going to try to do with Josh Jacobs, then yeah, I'd go for it, especially with the way we've seen this offensive line block. And especially if you have Teron Armstead at left tackle, let him do his thing. Aaron Brewer working that outside zone as that athletic center that he is, and the guards, Rob Jones and Liam Eichenberg, the way they've played. I'd like to see all of that. But, of course, I mean, you have had Tua with so much success in recent weeks, so I understand why, you throw it a little bit more. 7 touchdowns, no interceptions in the past 2 games. Right up there with Lamar Jackson since week 8 as far as quarterback rating, leading the league. So I get that part of it. I think it's going to be more difficult to throw the ball in Green Bay. So hopefully just find the right balance where you keep them honest in both aspects of their defense.
Yeah, let's hope so. I'm with you. Obviously, you got to run the ball. Although the Mostert thing, I am worried a little bit because it is cold and maybe it might be snowing and those kind of situations. You really need to have a control of the football. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just hoping that if Mostert does play, none of that shows up. But I love your idea with Jalen Wright. He's the guy that brings a little bit of a hammer. So let's go, dude. Unleash the Kraken. And this is kind of maybe the game where you might give him a few more carries than you normally would, because maybe you can get him in a positive pounding rhythm.
Yeah, I like it. And random thought that just popped into my head. Rheaume Mostert, he had that big 4-touchdown NFC Championship game. It was against the Green Bay Packers in 2019 to get to the Super Bowl for the 49ers that was played in Miami against the Chiefs. Granted, that was a home game. It wasn't like they were in the freezing cold. And the 49ers did go over there, Mike McDaniel's team at least, but I think Rheaume Mostert was injured 2021 when they upset Green Bay going into some really frigid temperatures there. So, I mean, Mike McDaniel was on that staff, that 49ers team that did get that win to then get to the NFC Championship, lose to the Rams the year the Rams won the Super Bowl. So I guess some history there. And, of course, Mike McDaniel, he knows Matt LaFleur so well from a couple of his previous stops.
I'm with you there. All right, so what's the prediction? What's going to happen?
All right. What I have said in the Sun Sentinel this week is I have Dolphins 24, Packers 27. I have the Packers winning at home on a short week. It's tough. It's already tough enough as it is to travel on a short week. But in the cold, in the elements, until I see it, I got to see it first before I pick the Dolphins in these elements.
I know.
So
I get it, bro.
Yeah,
I get it.
So that's
I started the game with this is what's been going on for 35 plus years, bro. This team never wins these games. They never win big games. They never really accomplish anything big anymore. They haven't done it for decades. It's not a Tua thing. It's the back end of Shula. It's Jimmy. It's Wanstead. It's Philbin. It's everybody, dude. It's Flo. It's McDaniel. It's been forever, this problem where you don't come up in big games and big moments. You don't make any more playoff deep runs anymore. You might appear at a playoff game. You rarely ever get to the second round. You never make deep runs anymore. It's been decades. Decades, bro. How old are you?
I am 34.
You weren't born the last time we made a deep run in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I was very young. So, 92 AFC championship game.
Right. You were born what year?
90.
Oh, okay. So
I was born, but it's not like I have a memory of.
No, of course you don't. But think about that, dude. It's not it's a Dolphins thing. It's not just one player, one coach, one front office. It's the entire damn fish or mammal. It's the entire organization. And so you don't turn those narratives around just by winning tomorrow. But bro, that's where you start. And that's what I'm hoping that they can start to change that narrative, because if not, you'll never be able to get over that hump.
And the way the Dolphins as a franchise would have to do it is creating a home route to the Super Bowl. You don't want to be traveling to all these cold weather environments to have to. There's stories of some upstart teams having that magical run, but a lot of them, were more prone to be able to play in the cold weather. So it's a huge disadvantage in January when the playoffs are played if the Miami Dolphins down where in Miami have to go to all these frigid environments. So that's just not the route to take. So this year we already know they can't have that route. So it would have to be a road path to the Super Bowl, and then it just makes it so difficult. So that's why, it would be nice, but it's just you always keep that in the back of your head, like it's just so unlikely because of all those circumstances.
Follow him on Twitter at David Furones _ and catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Enjoy the game. Drive safely, my brother, and we will catch up tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
Got it. Thank you, sir. There you go. David Furones, Welt Rheaume, 954-966-4646. Call Jeff Welt and Daniel Rheaume. These guys are flat-out bulldogs, okay? They are the left and right tackle you will need to protect you against those insurance companies. They love collecting the premium, but then when they got to pay you, it's like pulling teeth, bro. You feel like you're a dentist right now, fighting in the chair with somebody there to pay you the money that you deserve. Welt Rheaume will get that money you deserve. So if you're dealing with an insurance company, bankruptcy, criminal defense, condo damage, whatever it is, property damage, homeowner claims, call the guys right now, 954-966-4646. Consultation is free.
This is the Big O Show.